You've got the book the wrong way around. By this time, the patient had lost consciousness. Toby felt a small sense of relief. The nurse flipped the book the other way. Radial, he muttered. He swallowed. He knew that before he woke the plastic surgeon on call, he'd have to know exactly which vessels had been severed. Otherwise, the surgeon would start yelling at him or worse, refuse to come to his assistance. I reckon it's the ulnar, the nurse said unhelpfully, looking first at the book, then at the bleeding half-hand, half-stump that lay between them. Get plastics on the phone, Toby said, and get a cross-match now. He needs blood. You ring the surgeon, the nurse snapped. I'll get the blood. Toby called the plastic surgeon. Are you sure he severed his radial artery? The surgeon sounded irritated at being woken up and also doubtful. What can you see? His thumb is hacked off, Toby said, so it must be his radial. The nurses had taken over now, hanging blood, applying pressure, preparing the defibrillator paddles. We'll handle this, a nurse bellowed at Toby as he ended the call. There's a guy who's arresting in cubicle 4. You need to get over there, now! Was he dying too? Asked one of the 2 medical students listening to the story with wide eyes. 33 years later, Dr. Toby Henderson leaned back in his chair in the emergency department, where he was now regaling the doctors of the future with his cautionary tales. Of course, he replied. Everyone dies at 2 a.m. when you're the most senior doctor on. It's Murphy's Law. What happened afterwards? Toby smiled. The head of medical administration hauled me into her office and tore me to shreds for failing to respond quickly enough. He frowned at the memory. God, she was a bitch, he added. Kitty Holliday, a final-year medical student, soon to be known as Dr. Katarina Holliday, shuddered. I don't know how I would have coped with that, she said honestly. She expected him to reassure her. He'd coped, after all. Well, you just don't, Toby said. He glanced at his watch, signalling the end of his shift in the conversation. Excuse me? Said Estelle, Kitty's fellow medical student and friend. Surely he'd meant to say, well, you just do. Doctors always did seem to cope. As Toby stood to leave, he looked each girl in the eye and repeated, You just don't. What a load of crap, Estelle said some hours later. They were having their standard end-of-day debrief at the pub down the road from the hospital. I know, Kitty agreed. I mean, of course he coped. He's still working in emergency, isn't he? The conversation gradually meandered towards other topics. Exams, men, what they'd do when they finally finished university and had some money. The 33-year-old story of the near-severed hand and the idea that doctors might not cope was quickly forgotten. Part 1. Birth. But I don't want to go among mad people, Alice remarked. Oh, you can't help that, said the cat. We're all mad here. I'm mad, you're mad. How do you know I'm mad? Said Alice. You must be, said the cat, or you wouldn't have come here. Lewis Carroll, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Chapter 1. You've done this before, haven't you? Like, I'm not your first. There's a moment in which I consider being completely honest with the agitated half-naked man lying on the bed in front of me. Yes, darling, I will say. You're my first. You're going to put that into me? But it's huge. His eyes dart across the long metal device I'm holding, then he winces involuntarily and shifts away from where I'm perched on the edge of his bed. I see a white flash of his exposed buttocks. They look even more frightened than he does. Or I am. We both glance down at the 18-gauge cannula gripped in my sweaty right hand. My mental picture of a virgin high-class escort and her nervous virgin client dissolves into reality.